And now, from your local election headquarters, the only locally produced political talk show discussing the issues that matter to you. This is Big Country Politics on KTAB.
Thanks for being here for this week's edition of Big Country Politics. I'm Victor Sotelo. Right now, let's get to our political headlines. First, to state news, lawmakers in Texas House of Representatives late approving a bill that they hope can overhaul the current way the state funds public schools, dubbed the Texas Plan. The bill provides $9 billion in school funding, including more money for teachers, and aims to lower property taxes. KTAB Austin Bureau reporter Stephanie Lee shows us what happened last week.
I think it's important that we raise teacher pay, because I want to see a day when more people are interested in going into the field of education, and until we raise that floor, that's not really going to happen.
That issue, one of the main additions to the Texas House's school finance bill.
Yeah, this day is emotional for me in many ways. As I walked onto the House floor this morning preparing to vote for this historic school finance reform, I was thinking about the students that I used to teach back in San Antonio.
We are finally reforming public education in the state of Texas, and not by court order.
As part of Wednesday's debate on the House floor, lawmakers approved an amendment where any time the amount of money per student increases, salaries of teachers and full-time staff would too.
This is a sustainable way of providing increased compensation to our teachers and other employees.
This money will be done and delegated through the local schools themselves.
It's different than what Senate lawmakers approved, which was a $5,000 across-the-board pay raise annually for teachers and librarians.
And that's going to be a starting point for the two chambers to look at. Then it simply becomes an issue of trying to ensure that there are enough dollars going into the system to guarantee some pay raises, which are very needed for our state's teachers, in addition to being able to reform the finance system, which is desperately needed as well.
The Senate has already passed its education finance reform package, so now the House and Senate will negotiate a final product and then vote again. Well, now to news here in Abilene. There's a new job at the Taylor County Detention Center. The jail navigator is there to check the people arrested to determine if they need treatment for mental illness. KTAB's Nathan Grieve has the story.
Sometimes people can find themselves in jail when they really need to be somewhere else. That's where a jail navigator comes in.
A person that can assist individuals who are being booked into jail, who are suspected of having mental illness, and also individuals with intellectual disabilities or potentially substance use disorders that might need additional services.
Because sometimes those individuals can fall through the cracks and aren't identified right away.
It identifies some people, but it doesn't identify everyone who may have a mental health history, because it requires a question and answer process. And so if I ask a question and you don't answer it a certain way, I may not know about your mental health history.
The jail navigator is an on-hand expert ready to know who needs additional help.
We've got some people that come to jail, criminal trespass, little charges that don't affect a whole lot other than themselves, just from the trespass, and they don't need to be there. They've got some sort of mental thing going on that they just need help.
The job has been talked about for a few months now, and it could lead to more opportunities.
Hopefully eventually we can expand it and add a few more people that's there all the time, because like this morning we had 755 people in jail, and that's the most we've ever had.
The navigator should route potential inmates to the place best suited to help. In Abilene, with coverage you can count on, Nathan Grieve, KTAB News.
And the navigator will determine if the person needs mental health treatment and the best facility to provide that treatment at that time. And in downtown Abilene, if you've driven through downtown lately, then you may have noticed a new project on Pine Street. KTAB's Jessica Rank explains how an old building still has some new tricks to bring to your community.
Well, thanks, Bob and Stacy. Construction finally beginning on that building we've been talking about for months that will house Grain Theory Brewery, among other businesses. Well, the saws and the hammers are out, and we can see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Barriers are going up outside and being taken down inside.
We've been planning this for well over a year.
Now we know it's a real thing, it's happening.
Grain Theory Brewery owners excited to finally see progress on the downtown spot.
Every day people are asking us what's going on with the building, what's going on with the building. we can say, we'll go check out Pine Street.
Taking the first steps to creating yet another spot in the heart of Abilene.
Downtown is just on the verge of blowing up and becoming something special.
A trend that's growing. More and more people setting their eyes on change.
There for a while, you know, we'd see some excitement and then it would kind of slow down, and I don't think that excitement's slowing down anymore. I think people are really committed to making it the place that people want to be on pretty much any night of the week.
You know, to have all of these different businesses working together, all of that will collectively attract folks downtown, and I think it'll be a great thing for Abilene.
And it'll just create a culture of you can spend a day downtown instead of just coming downtown for one thing.
And it all starts with a little bit of nailing, moving, and then,
you know, get rid of all the stuff in here and renovate from the inside out.
Now, the building owner says construction is expected to be completed by September. Reporting from the newsroom with coverage you can count on, Jessica Rank, KTAB News. Back to you guys.
And still to come here on Big Country Politics, we'll introduce you to the new executive director at CASA. We're back in 2 minutes.